Pill, body and moisturist, Monday through Thursday.
Sweaty arm goes down your kid's pants. Your child's best bet is to grab a sharp object to stab at the man with, like a pencil, which is actually how I got this.
Ooh, I bet you didn't get very far with that kid.
Not that one, no.
Good evening, fish heads far and wide. This party boat is officially international, with our fishy family boasting members from down under, across the pond, in the heart of Asia, and even up north. I am completely chuffed to watch the subscriber count grow. 3,500 is freaking amazing. Tonight, we head down to the taint of the United States, Fort Myers, Florida. So grab your sandals, your suntan lotion, antifungal cream, pastel outfit, and a sweat towel, because we're going in raw.
Good evening, I'm Stone Phillips.
And I'm Ann Curry. Both houses of...
Excuse me for this interruption. I just need to take a moment to say something.
Hello, nurse.
Spicy curry, you know what I'm saying?
A reminder, some of what you'll see is explicit.
Spoiler. Generic white male with a generic white knock on the door. Now take a moment to appreciate the South Beach style displayed by Mike here. High school coach shorts with the elastic waistband, no belt, phone on the hip, pastel yellow tank top, and he wanders all over hell and high water. Side entrance, kitchen, utility room,
nut scratch,
hallway, foyer, living room.
Come on in over here. Have a seat there. Hungry? How does it taste?
Great. Wow. These are home baked?
Here he goes from joke to broke with his casual, "Oh, these home baked?" Then, realizing he's an ass, he drops the charade.
Do you want time to finish your cookie, or?
Not really.
Okay.
For the first time, we're in the South, Fort Myers, Florida. Hilton Daniels is Fort Myers Chief of Police.
I've had a lot of parents call me and say, hey, I've caught my kid talking to someone over the internet.
Think about that for a minute. This must be a small-ass community. Can you imagine calling the chief of police in your city to say that you caught your kid talking to a stranger on the internet? You've reached Chief Daniels. If this is anything but an emergency, I can't help you. If you're calling about your promiscuous teen sexting online, I don't know what to say. Go to family counseling?
Dateline hired perverted justice members to do what they've been doing for the last 4 years.
Del Harvey is not unattractive, but she never really caught my eye, I guess. However, this one shot of her, she looks absolutely angelic. And then she goes back to looking like a bro.
He thinks he's talking to the girl.
Since perverted justice members want to see these predators arrested, they were more than willing to help out the Fort Myers Police Department.
Perverted justice says, hey, not only will we teach you, we'll come down and do it for you.
Oh, not only will we teach you, we'll come down and do it for you. Yikes. Some of you may know, after the district attorney offed himself during the Bowling Green sting, there was a major spotlight cast on these perverted justice operations. Apparently, there were times when the police were relying so heavily on the work from perverted justice that the guys were being arrested based solely on the evidence and testimony from perverted justice. You may think, what's the difference? If they chatted with a kid and came to complete the mission, it doesn't matter who got the dirt.
Throw the book at those chomos.
Yeah, with a but. This would basically be the same as the police arresting you based upon information they received from your worst enemy. I know, here I go again, sounding like I'm standing for the predators. But hopefully we can all agree that that sort of criminal justice is at best a super slippery slope on incredibly shaky ground. They've really stepped up their camera game in this episode.
For our latest investigation, we've come to this lovely home in an upscale neighborhood. There are 5 cameras outside, including one hidden in a palm tree. It covers the street from both sides, able to spot a potential predator's car a block before he arrives. We've even placed a microphone underneath a leaf. As for the cameras inside the house, there are 8.
Chris has him. What are you doing here today?
Is this some kind of setup or something?
What do you mean?
I'm just on my way to the beach.
He's Michael Willis, screen name generic white male.
Check out Mike's head here. I noticed that if you take just half of his face and reflect it, it pretty much looks the same. Do you know how many times you would have to watch this to come to that specific conclusion?
He's almost 50 years old, and he's been chatting online with a girl who calls herself Jolanda and who says she's 15. He lies to her about his age, typing, "I'm 30. You probably don't want me around you. I'm cute, though. Built good."
I'm cute, though. Built good.
I don't think that I've ever misrepresented my appearance when arranging to meet someone. Not that I would have met all kinds of women online, but...
I'm cute. Built good.
Yeah, compared to who?
Then he says,
"We'd have to keep us a secret because of the age difference."
Because of the age diff. Oh yeah, totes diff, Michael. Totes diff.
Younger girls like you don't come along often. I'd want you again and again.
And we have a contender for the absolute slimiest thing you will ever hear on this show.
Younger girls like you don't come along often. I'd want you again and again.
Then he sends an online picture of his penis to the girl who told him she was 15.
Look at this. So, Michael Dubb must be the king of girth. Check out the size of the spot that they used to hide it. Not only that, I just realized watching for this analysis, they got a nice chunk of his arm masked off too. I wonder if his crank's like wrapped around his forearm like a python?
And how did you meet her?
Well, of course, online.
You act like I should know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now.
Just to meet young girls online.
Well, meet any women online.
His head bobs and swivels like Crow T. Robot.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now. Well, meet any women online.
Jolanda told him she was 15.
What? No way.
Brilliant acting. He is definitely in the running for Best Supporting Actor in a Predator Sting. He is up against veteran David Schumacher, however, and Schumacher, as you will see, is no slouch.
You know what? I don't want this cookie. I just want to get to the beach.
Come here, just 1 second, sir.
And the glorious karma here makes him look like a freaking uncoordinated doofus. But check it out. That is so unsafe. That really should be a landing at the top of those steps, and a good-sized one to accommodate a person and the swing of the door. As it is, I mean, look how it just sweeps aside anyone not standing below the bottom step.
Code violation.
Whoa, settle down, Iron Bra. Was that the bus driver from South Park?
Do you want an office referral? No. Then sit down!
And look at him drop generic white male like he was a serial killer. Take it easy there, Johnny. Well, apparently he called shotgun. It's nice to see that they adhere to the rules of shotgun. And these dudes love parking on grass. You'll see what I mean.
The next morning, he's brought before a judge, and bail is set.
So it'll be a composite bond of $40,000. That's all.
Here he comes.
Our 13 cameras.
David Schumacher, using the eco-friendly DuPay rideshare app. In other words, his sister drives him to the Sting house. Look at him. He is a bad boy. You know how you can tell even before you hear anything about him? In his selfies. He doesn't look at the camera. Basic boys look into the camera. Bad boys don't give two shits. They want to appear emotionless and disinterested.
Oh, he's a bad boy, all right.
I'm a bad boy.
I always been bad.
I'm a bad boy.
And I dress in all black.
I'm a bad boy.
But f*** around and skip class.
I'm a bad boy.
And I don't respect my dad.
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
He's been chatting online with a decoy posing posing as a young teen named B.
Knock, knock.
And this is how David wants his first impressions to be. Single gold chain, rare Echo Unlimited shirt, logoless black cap cocked to the 9 o'clock position, and the hint of a scowl, letting everyone know he could fly off the handle at any moment, letting everyone know
he's a bad boy.
And right off the bat, he's taken over the remote. You know, if this wasn't to sting, young B there, the decoy, would have years of mental abuse and drunken late-night booty calls to look forward to. I believe Cro-Magnon Schumacher has already symbolically clubbed her over the head and plans to drag her by her hair around that party. Symbolically.
Online, he invites the girl, who told him she was 14 and a virgin, to a birthday party. And from his online chat, it appears he has his sights on a party for two.
Oh, let's learn from the king of romance. Take notes, folks.
I want to be your first, baby.
Okay.
You gonna put my dink in your mouth? 'Cause I like that.
I guess I can try.
Just let me drive, baby. I'll show you heaven. Do you want to make love or doink for your first time?
What's the difference?
Doinking is just raw passion, and making love is a connection of bodies, I guess. Sounds gay.
Freebird 72,000 also mentions online that he's going to bring marijuana.
Did you bring some green?
No, we're gonna smoke some, though. We're gonna get some. Now, you ain't telling me parents rich, what do they do for a living?
Hey!
Chris comes out and really shines. It was apparent at this stage of the series that we had a format. Predators get surprised, then roasted by Henson. There's a volley of banter for a minute or two, and then the reveal. We were all, at last, along for the ride. These were exciting times to be a fan of Henson. A Fanson.
What's going on?
You tell me what's going on.
You a dad or something?
What are you doing here?
I'm David. How you doing?
David, I'm Chris. Nice to see you. How's everything?
Good.
The way he says good, it's so timid, so unbecoming of a Schumacher. It's downright meek.
How's everything?
Good. Chilling. Birthday party.
So the girl here was going to go with you to the birthday party.
Who are you?
I'll get to that in a minute.
All right.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that Schumacher hung in there as long as he did. The Schumacher clan come from a long line of bad boys. Like all Schumacher men, David has a record. I think he stays out of curiosity. He really wants to know who Chris is. His gut tells him to bolt, but the need to know who Chris is keeps him glued to that seat.
You seem like law enforcement. I happen to know law enforcement.
You do. So you're an expert in this area.
No, I'm just saying, you come off as law enforcement.
Really? You know how you come off?
How's that?
Somebody who's very nervous. Somebody who came over here to have sex with a 14-year-old girl.
14-year-old?
Oscar goes to
14-year-old?
David Schumacher.
You don't got no cause to hold me. I got no problem sitting here to talk to you.
Right? Okay.
He sticks to the story that he's here to take the girl to a party, but it turns out he didn't come here alone. Waiting outside in the car is his sister and her 2 young children.
Some of you might feel for the sister and her babies, tricked by David into giving him and his trampy new girl a lift to the party. However, I think this is what their family calls making memories. Those little tykes will grow up watching their Unky David get arrested. They will remember the first time that they saw him get tased, hog-tied, arraigned. Don't think for a second that David himself didn't grow up making the same sort of memories with his Uncle Hiram.
Hey, NBC, 2 words, role-playing, chat room, dude, because the girl was role-playing, man.
Perhaps the greatest Predator quote outside of Lorne wailing to God Almighty. 2 words, role-playing chat room. All these years later, and I still love it.
To Catch a Predator continues in a moment.
There are more potential predators to confront. As you can see, the palm tree cam picks up another man headed our way. This time,
this guy, having a smoke outside before taking the girl's innocence. Because you know what every girl wants from her 45-year-old trucker boyfriend? Pall Mall breath and to be felt up with nicotine-stained mitts.
Hey, come on in!
All right, you just put a cigarette in the trash. He's heading towards the door.
Dennis Ramsey, screen name Daddy For You. I'd be willing to bet that Daddy For You was in a role-playing chat room. I wonder if he ever bumped tips with Schumacher.
This is quite a place.
Glad you like it.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good. Why don't you have a seat right over in that chair?
Oh, man.
What are you up to?
Well, I knew this was going to happen.
Dennis here came 4 frickin' hours on his bike. But not to sexually offend. No. Rather, well, have a listen.
I came to let her know that when you do that, you can be anybody.
So you came to help her out of the goodness of your heart?
No, that sounds stupid, but
He's a good man.
maybe you could say that. I don't know.
And what about his chat log?
You ask her what size her
Ramsey goes
boobs
into a
are.
K-hole. He must realize everything is about to pivot, sending his life in a whole nother direction. Look at him. Stop the world, I want to get off.
If anyone ever knew about this, I would go to jail.
I can't tell you how ashamed I am.
And as you'll see later, he'll be even more ashamed when he finds out he's going to be on national television. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning when 44-year-old Thomas Moffett, screen name Moff 1960, pulls up to our house. He's a maintenance engineer for the Boca Raton Resort.
Serious question here. Is maintenance engineer the PC way of saying that he cleans toilets? That stuff always cracks me up. PC remodeling of previously acceptable words. You remember, oh, the filthy man is not a bum. No, he's an urban camper. Oh no, that's not a sketchy tweaker. No, he's a meth enthusiast. And that makes me think of, buckle in, folks, he's going down a side street. No, it makes me think about when a differentiation is pointed out with regard to predators and the age of the kids they target. Someone will always chime in on a discussion to say something like, oh, actually, because he is attracted primarily to preteens, he is not a pedophile. Technically, he is a hebophile, or whatever. I don't know what they think they are accomplishing, because here's what goes on in my brain at that moment. I'm pretty sure it's the pedo mafia influencing the zeitgeist, because you have to agree, as a society we are easily distracted. Picture an angry mob focused on pedophiles. A couple of them could say, hey, not us, man, are you kidding? 6 years old? Gross. Nah, that's not me, man. You want those sickos. I'm just a hebophile.
Oh, sorry about that. Wrong house! Across the mall!
And then somewhere in the confusion, they disperse into the crowd, only to meet up later at the youth center parking lot. Those damn Hebes.
Anti-Semite.
What? What is that, something?
Hebe.
I will be sending a check to the ADL.
He's coming, Emily. Hold on.
It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning when 44-year-old Thomas Moffett, screen name Moff 1960, pulls up to our house.
Thomas Moffett, Moff 1960. He's married, 2 kids. God, those poor kids, man.
Once they set up an actual date to meet at her house, Moff 1960 makes his plans very clear.
Okay, how about after I come in, I'll strip?
For reals?
Sure, if you want me to.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
You can take your clothes off in the laundry room if you want to.
He finally gets out of his car, but won't come any closer than the back step. Moff 1960 senses something different about the girl in the house.
You haven't acted this way when we've talked before.
Oh, really? Well, talking in person is a little different than talking online.
And you don't sound the same in person as you did on the phone.
Well...
Oh, your picture looks different, too.
Yet again, another example of someone who just completely blocks out the self-preservation alarm bells going off in their head.
This odd conversation goes on for half an hour. At one point, he tells her to show him proof that she is who she says she is.
Get your library card.
Tired of lugging around your state ID, birth certificate, social security card, driver's license, passport? Get the library card. The only universally accepted form of ID.
Get your library card.
He paces outside, peeking in the window. When the decoy comes back without her library card, he tries to convince her to get in his car and go to Walgreens.
Where's the Walgreens at?
And even after all that, he still wants to take her to Walgreens. Going back to the beginning of his segment, it's curious to me that he offers to strip down when he arrives.
Okay, how about after I come in, I'll strip?
For reals?
Sure, if you want me to.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
You can take your clothes off in the laundry room if you want to.
He doesn't do so, but it's as if he was foretelling of things to come, because shortly after, crazy Trini shows up and strips down. Maybe Thomas Moffett was clairvoyant. Moffett the prophet. Oh, hello.
The Mothman prophecies.
You having a laugh? I think he's having a laugh.
As we told you earlier, Fort Myers police officers are staked out in the guest house.
Get down! Get down! Down! Put your hand behind your back!
So we never get to tell him he's going to be on Dateline.
Okay, guys, he's out of the car. He's walking really, really fast.
This 24-year-old, Elizar Henson, screen name Importuner81.
Okay, Importuner. Does anybody know what Importuner is? I didn't know, but of course I looked it up. It's such an odd choice of screen name. Importuner is a French verb and the source of the English word importune, which means to make an earnest request of someone, especially insistently or repeatedly. To badger, harass, hound, bother. Oh, what's this? The viewers importune to bake salmon to get back on track. Touché. He really doesn't do much importuning. He spies the crew upstairs and bolts, only to find Miss Crabapple in hot pursuit.
Go take him. Take him.
All right, overzealous police. Thanks for needlessly tearing up the grass. What was that all about?
He's 43-year-old Freddie Fernandez, screen name Latin Hawk 63.
You have a seat right in that chair. No, sir. Wait 1 minute.
Get down! Now!
Check out this badass. He's too scared to jump in the fray, but he doesn't want to be accused of doing nothing. Scooter? We're good, Scooter. You can call it a day, champ.
Walking up the driveway.
And here's another man who doesn't realize he's walked into our investigation.
Hey, Pepe, I'm in here.
Do it again.
Hey, Pepe, come on in.
He's 41-year-old Jose Falcon, screen name Florida in Miami.
Hold on, Pepe's real name is Jose Falcon. The previous guy was Latin Hawk 63. So what's with all the bird names? I mean, it's no surprise that they all hatch a cuckoo plan to lay a young chick. They each come strutting in like they're cock of the walk, thinking with their peckers. It's fascinating how they flock to take a gander at some bird they hope is a bald eagle. Really, they're just sitting ducks. Once Henson swoops in, they got egg on their face. Realizing their goose is cooked is a bitter pill to swallow for these dodos. Imagine these foul bastards robbing the cradle, trying to grope some adolescent hooters. Anyways, the famous Pepe.
He's been chatting online with a girl who said she was 12 and a virgin. He lies about his age, saying he's 27, and he says he has plans to teach the 12-year-old how to have sex. The picture sent to him is of our actress. Now she's trying to get him in the house.
Pepe is deaf. I cannot decide whether the crickets are added for humorous effect,
Hey, Pepe, I'm in here.
or if these little guys have a fantastic comedic timing.
Do it again.
Hey, Pepe, are you there? Hey, come on in. Come on in, Pepe.
It takes our decoy a while to get him inside, and when she does, I come out.
Mark, please have a seat right here. No.
He indicates to me he's deaf.
Oh, it's okay. Can you read something?
What was that, Chris? Read something?
He indicates to me he's deaf.
Oh, it's okay. Can you read something?
How is that meant to entice someone to stay? We have Tolstoy? Kafka?
Looks like this guy's deaf, guys.
Get down! Get down!
I'm surprised they didn't just steamroll Pepe for not complying. He's lucky Crabtree wasn't there. Old Crabtree would have smeared him.
So far, we've seen all kinds of men driving up to the house to meet up with someone posing as an underage teen home alone. And soon, all these men will learn what's really happening. They're being exposed on national television.
He's out of the vehicle.
The man in the black hat is 31-year-old Thomas Coffin, a self-employed handyman. He's here after making a date online for sex with a girl pretending to be 14.
Thomas Coffin, sexiest dressed at the Sting House. Thomas Coffin with his red vest completely unbuttoned. I'm not even sure it has buttons. The way he's rocking it, why would he wear it any other way?
He tells her, I am into young girls. I like them better than the older girls. And he goes further, admitting he's done this before. When the decoy types, how young have you dated, though, he says 14.
Come on in, I'm in here.
Trying to find this place was hard.
Online, he tells the girl posing as a 14-year-old several times that he loves her. He also makes it clear he's coming to the house to have sex with her. He even sends her a picture of himself naked.
Anybody here familiar with beardsfrombelow.org? 1, 2, 3. Nobody. Okay. It's weird. I don't know what they're going for, but Thomas Coffin's nuts from below definitely doesn't work on the same level. Total boomer mistake. I mean, you can't just shoot them from any angle, but dear God, the actual photo must have been horrifying.
What's up?
I'm looking for work and stuff.
Looking for work and stuff?
Yeah.
And what kind of work were you looking for here exactly?
I do blacktop sealing.
Thomas is awful at his job. How do I know? Well, he came to bid on sealing the blacktop at this house. Notice anything?
And did you bring all your blacktop stuff with you?
And just come down just to look at it.
Oh, just to look at it. Now, do you want to start the story again?
What do you mean?
Tell the truth.
I talked to a lot of people.
So you weren't really here to give an estimate for a blacktop job?
No.
Oh, and look at this. A perfectly spherical head. He's an American Carl Pilkington, or a real live Charlie Brown. Good grief.
Do you know that this is illegal to send something like this?
Not to mention horrifying.
Someone you think is underage? Do you get that?
Yeah.
Then he tries to explain it all away as one big computer glitch.
Your computer, so it just, what, magically typed itself like a player piano?
No, it's messed up. I'm saying I got a virus in it.
Aw, damn, his computer's got the Rona.
But how will he explain that online the decoy asked him to bring condoms, and he just happens to have them in his shirt pocket?
I always have them on.
You always carry them right there in your pocket?
Well, yeah, it was, I sit on, they end up getting crushed.
Do you see how this looks, Thomas?
Yeah, it looks bad.
To Catch a Predator continues in a moment.
He's pulling in the driveway. Go out and throw a little wave at him.
This is 27-year-old Eric Thorne.
This episode's least enthused predator.
At one point during the chat, he gets on his webcam and masturbates and types, "Did you see it?" The decoy says, "Not really, too dark," and he types back, "Shoot," and then brags about what he had just done.
I made some chocolate chip cookies and I left them on the table. Just take a seat. I'll be right there.
That's fine. No problem.
I can't wait to see you.
I know.
He brought a collection of random partial bottles of alcohol.
What kind of alcohol did you bring?
I brought Absolute Citron, I brought Mandarin Orange, I brought a shot of Jägermeister, I got Bush.
Wow.
It all sounds just as likely to get the decoy sick as it is to get her drunk. It's like going down the line at the soda machine in 7-Eleven. It's all fun and games until someone drinks that concoction.
Well, with all that, it sounds like you've got a pretty big night planned, huh?
Yep.
And you thought it was okay as a 27-year-old to come here and meet a 14-year-old with alcohol and condoms?
No, not at all.
Then why did you do it?
Because I just thought it was like a good idea.
What?
Now, here's the scheme.
How often do you meet underage girls online and set up a visit?
Not that much.
Ballpark it for me.
Probably 10, 15.
10, 15.
Eric more or less admits that he has a problem and says he's been to counseling, to which Chris responds,
So based upon the fact that you're here to meet a 14-year-old, that counseling isn't working out too well, is it?
I don't know.
It's time to tell him who I am.
I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC, and we...
Though not quite as poetic as keep your genes in your jeans, Eric delivers this advice.
Just whatever you do, do not get into underage people at all. I feel regretful. I feel horrible that I did this.
But that heartfelt speech, those words of wisdom, won't help him this time around.
Please get down the ground! Down the ground!
Donald Morrison is one of those fast movers that Patrick TCAP Ireland is always warning us about. He first spoke to the decoy only hours before showing up.
Hello.
Hey, come on in!
We got a big house.
Try one of my cookies, they're so good.
Chocolate chip's my favorite.
Mine too.
My favorite part of Donnie's meeting with Chris is the subdued way he agrees to the milk Chris has offered.
Can I get you a glass of milk to go along with those cookies?
Sure.
What's going on?
I don't know. I just was talking to her and she said come down and visit her.
Something I noticed for the first time while making this video, Donnie's odd sweat pattern seems strange until I realized he holds his arm against his body in that same position.
I have a compulsion for younger women, just meeting them. I've met about a dozen of them online.
And so you did this a lot in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get in trouble for it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I got in trouble because I met a girl in Michigan.
And how old was that girl?
17.
And what trouble did you get in there?
Well, her grandfather tried to charge me with something. They couldn't do anything. So they arrested me for possessing child pornography because I had nude pictures of her on my computer. They ended up dropping the charges.
And how did you get the naked pictures of the teenage girl?
I met her in Michigan, and I took them.
Lady Fishheads in the audience, how can we understand the fact that a teenage girl allowed this guy to take nude photos of her? I mean, I can only imagine she has no creep radar, or, God forbid, she was handicapped or under duress. The charges were dropped, so I'm guessing she did so willingly. I just can't fathom it. Do teenage girls get that thirsty?
So you've seen all the Dateline stories?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of those stories?
Were pretty bad. I mean, I saw the one where they were coming over for sex with boys and stuff like that, you know.
Donnie, it turns out, was well aware of To Catch a Predator and recognizes Chris.
I know this is probably going to be on Dateline too, so go ahead and put it on.
Well, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline
Right,
NBC.
I understand. I recognize it from the voice.
And everything you've just said and done has all been recorded.
Okay.
Don admits he would have gone through with it too.
I want you to be honest with me. If I wasn't here tonight, and a young girl was, who was alone and willing to have sex, what do you think would have happened?
Probably would have happened.
Probably would have had sex. You would have gone ahead and done it.
Probably, yes. I mean, I could say honestly, yes, it probably would have if she would have, you know, said, hey, let's go for it.
And you don't see anything wrong with that?
Yes, I do see things wrong with it, but I had lack of judgment.
And he thanks Chris before leaving.
Thank you for bringing, kicking me in the pants.
Manners.
And setting me straight, Chris.
He leaves through the back door, and the police are waiting.
Police, get on the ground! On the ground!
Donald Morrison, you're charged with a sex offense against a child.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
No, sir.
Okay.
Our final predator of the episode is a legend. The legend of a boss creep. Some guys bring alcohol, marijuana, fast food, some bring penis pumps, condoms, lube, and some have knives, rope, duct tape. But this last guy brings something completely next level. His 5-year-old son.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. No. He brought his son with him. He's got his child with him.
He's a 40-year-old married man, Clifford Wallock, screen name PhotoFix. He's here to meet a boy who told him online he was 14. The 40-year-old walks into the house.
Where'd you go?
Because we don't want to scare the little boy, we immediately tell the man what's going on.
I got to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you just straight up right now.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Okay.
We're doing a story on adults eating children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay.
But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just going to take some lunch.
My point is, because your child is here, I think it'd be best if you just went ahead and left.
Yeah, I agree. I'm never going to do this again.
Since the police know the man has his son with him,
Sir, right there. You come here. You come here. Let go of the child.
a female officer quickly takes the little boy and whisks him away so he doesn't have to further witness his father's arrest.
Please give me my son, please.
This fucker has the nerve to cry out for his son. The story goes, the mother opted to stay with her husband after all this, and the child was placed with a relative. I suppose the happy couple really were made for each other. And while it seems like a sad way to end this video, considering the mother was willing to sell her kid up the river, I'm certain the child is better off where he's at. Well, that's going to do it for this overdue analysis. Next time, we have some true legends of TCAP. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so let me just say there's a cryptic clue inside the following shout-out video. Thanks to my super understanding, graciously patient, and physically attractive patrons.
Dummy Data, Kelp Pill, TechRec 71, Cat G, Wes Most, Michael's TCAP Channel, M1A, Ramiro San, Recipes of Redemption, Gram Gram, Arrow Doe, Dr. K, Joey's TCAP Channel, Uriel Gray, Moody Booty, Nathan Ramon, The Lorne Identity, Rhoda's Chewed Tootsie, Saul, Patrick TCAP Ireland, Mr. E, Julie, C&J Dev, After Supper Biscuit, Cali Lady, Lizard American, Lyle Lanley 99, Aaron Elijah, Dick Hungwell, Noel, That's Thing One, a guy named Kevin, Sprinkle Cake, Burnout Cold, one of those weirdos, Patty Woodward, Matt Willis, Mrs. Apples, Heisenberg White, and the MVP from our TCAP softball league, Gooey Who.
Thanks to everyone who watches, likes, comments, and subscribes. If you're still listening, do me a solid. Please comment and like this video. It is a surprisingly important way to support my content. If you do that, I promise to thank you after every video. Win-win. See you next time. Bye.